Feeling free to add support underneath your pelvis when you are seated on the floor or under your knees. Our focus is finding this central line. So just let the legs and arms just be loosely arranged to begin. And feel your sitting bones when you rock side to side. Touch in with those bony landmarks. Try to find the center. And then close your eyes. Relax your shoulders, your hands, your face. And just think about that central channel and breathe a few times. Follow your spine through up into the skull, in and out of the skull. Inhale through your nose deeply. Relax your hands, your face, your shoulders, your feet. Exhale, follow that energy of exhale. Feel it in your body. Feel it going down. Let it end in your belly center with a squeeze of the navel towards the spine. One more time. Deep breath in. Slowly, a little bit at a time, float. Tell yourself it's okay. Whatever you need to do. Then turn the energy around to the exhale once again. Downward energy. Let it squeeze your perineum, squeeze your low belly, excuse me, and bring that exhale into the bright fire of the belly. So we've got that central channel tall and relaxed. Let's send a vibration with the om or humming or listening. Greeting yourself with compassion, truthfulness. Just acknowledging where you are. It's all part of you. Beginning to move our bodies. Leaning back now. How was it with the loose arrangement of the legs? Just observe how without structure, how do they feel? Then take the one that is closest to you. Lean back with a long spine. You're going to use your arm strength here to hold the leg out into a one-leg boat pose. Weave your fingers. That's so strong. Wide thumbs. Bend your elbows, hug them in, and point your toes. So stretch out the top of your foot, the front of your leg. Don't overly squeeze your calf muscles because you don't want to ever cause cramping. Always back off if you feel that sensation beginning, and gently draw back on the toes. Same thing. It's fine if your knee bends. Just find a nice release across the back of the leg and foot and heel, toes. One more breath if you want to try that. Reach up with the toes and gently pull back on them very carefully, lightly. And release. Circle your ankle twice each way. Not throwing it around, moving it slowly. Then stop the ankle, move to knee, open, close, hinge. Then our ball and socket of the hip, we rotate externally 2 times, and then keeping that external rotation, come down to the earth. See if the underside of your foot will show up towards the sky a little bit or a lot. That's your lotus. Beginnings of lotus pose. Lean back, sit tall, central channel. Weave your fingers, wide thumbs, catch the back of your leg, and start with the front of the leg stretch. Mindful of how you're holding your upper body. Let your shoulders rest on your ribs. Not letting them roll forward here. And then releasing the foot back. Spread the toes a little bit. Add a knee bend if needed. So the elbows are a little bent, so you should feel your biceps. Holding your arm up, getting a little upper body strength. And then add that little reach if you want to. Gently take your toes. You may bend your knee to make it possible. Lovingly accentuate that work. Feel the connection, binding, and then carefully let go. Ankle circles both ways. however your knee is comfortable. That miracle, moving on to the knee miracle with the fold, the hinge joint. And keep your hinge. This protects your knee. Move from your hip a couple of times, external. Not judging how far any of it goes, but let it come out and down carefully, letting the underside of the foot start to show upward. And then arrange your spine and pelvis above the position of the legs. And walking it out to any degree. Make sure you don't strain at your knees. Let your low back lengthen, come out and down. Head down, hands spreading. Similar to child's pose in the upper body. Mindful to not overly stretch the legs, but keep the sensations positive. Relax your head down. You can give it a shake no and yes a few times if you like. Then exhale stillness. Find your total range of motion here. Just get into gravity in a forward way. Come up part way and come over to the right side with both arms. Stack your left hand on top of your right and come into that to any degree, releasing the latissimus, big sheets and muscles in the back. Feeling it from the pinky up the arm, down all the way to your pelvis. One more exhalation. And come into side bending, so transition time. Up and over to any degree. How does it want to look today? How does it want to express itself? Just let yourself find that, conscious of your neck being off your shoulders. So shoulders down, neck long. One more breath. And inhale up and going back to heart lift pose. So rotate, so your fingers are forward as you take your hands back, lean back, bend your elbows, hug them in. So you squeeze your shoulder blades, spread your chest, and practice downward eyes, counter gaze. So anytime we do a back bend, we take our eyes down off the tip of the nose. Keeps the neck long. Exhale one more time. Gently deepen that squeeze, that lean back. Pressing off. Forward again for the other side. Exhale, give in to gravity. Inhale, walk your hands to the left, coming up about halfway, placing your right hand on top of your left, and just bow over with that angled out side reach. Part of how we create this reach here is by lengthening the side of the body and the hips away from the hands. Meditate upon that. The logical brain has a whole lot to do in yoga, so it's distracted, busy, so everything else can be quiet and transition out to your side bend. How does it want to look today? Yogi's choice. Bent elbow, straight arm, whatever feels good. Take 5 breaths. Not overdoing. Do about 80% in each pose, so you almost as much as you can. And one more time. Release upright, back to the heart lift pose. This time releasing out your legs. Let them remember that lotus preparation. Lean back, heart lift, hug in the elbows, and unfurl your legs. Let them rest together, point, and flex, draw back toes. Transition to hands and knees. Learning to hug yourself in really close. Carefully shift forward. And bring your legs back. Using physics to move ourselves around and Sometimes there's a clothing refinement and getting onto your hands and knees, rock side to side. Just find a little flow there. Make sure your hands are open and your low belly is drawing up. Close your eyes, lightly ground the tops of your feet. Settle into center and 8 times extend your spine gently. Keep your low back level-ish mostly. Exhale, round into cat spine. Inhale, cat spine. Exhale, cow spine. Inhale, cow spine. Heart coming through, nose gaze. Exhale, cat spine. Try to just ground and relax everything else and go on your own quietly through each of those movements. Good medicine for the spine. One more time. Exhale. Coming to threading the needle pose for our first twist of practice today. Feeling free to spread out a blanket under your knees or under your shoulders. Start with your left arm, reach out and open, breathe in. And exhale, come to the top of your hand as you slide it through. Your other hand is so important, as are your feet, to ground you as you carefully lower to your skull above your ear. And then using that the hand that's on the earth, the right hand, and bringing your toes together. Just roll towards the back of your head a little bit if it feels good. Breathe 5 times. So we want to create a pose that works for us, where we're not holding back, but we're also not ever forcing, not trying to look like someone else. It is your body's experience. And one more time, breathe out. With your inhale energy, release out of those actions, opening. Come down, pull back to child's pose. Rest your elbows. Compress your legs and lengthen and awaken the back of your body at your hips and low back. We breathe into that area. Morning practice, drawing us in to our energy for the day ahead. Freeing us from pain. One more exhale and then up to our tabletop position, threading needle second side, right arm open out. Come through carefully. So move your hands. You have this power position to control completely as you come to your head. Once your head's down, low belly up, feet together. And carefully press your hand, and you can roll towards the back of your skull a bit if it feels okay. Find a place where it feels good, positive. Sometimes challenging. Meet yourself where you are, body, mind, and heart. 2 more breaths. Knowing you can always come out of poses as you need to. You don't have to stay. Sometimes you need to stop. Okay, inhale up and out. Sometimes it's hard to leave. We just try to have a kind of neutral attitude towards all of it. This time, puppy pose, tucking toes under. Walk out, keep your hips high today for the heart chakra version. Reach your head and heart towards the earth, rest your forehead down. So we're creating a back bend here in a forward position by letting the armpits be broad and reaching the heart downward. So wherever your hips end up trying to have them over the knees, but might always try to go back. So just let yourself find a place where you can stay. Take 3 more breaths. You can let go of the toe tuck. And if it challenges you, just try to meet the challenge. Know it's only a few breaths. Work where you can. And then to come out, press into your hands, lift your elbows off the floor, and then your head. Slide back your hands. Let's come to downward facing dog to get those legs up and stretching. Find that uplift in your low belly. And just observe where you landed. I've got kind of a short downward dog here. Just going to breathe into it if it's okay. Just see what it tells you. External shoulders. Try to equalize the hands and feet. And one more breath out. Flowing between the plank and the downward dog. So I'm going to just walk my hands or feet out a little bit to make some space for those 2 poses 3 times. Out into plank and back to downward dog. Draw the low belly up towards the spine. And one more time, back to downward dog. Completely find the shape. Exhale. Inhale, look between your hands, walk forward. Exhale, fold forward wherever your hands reach. Tuck your chin. Let the impulse of energy help you rise up. Growing like a lotus out of the mud towards the sun. And when your breath goes out, bring your arms down into the sides of your body. Taking your right leg in front of your left. Give your brain a moment. And adding the arms up, catching the right wrist with the left hand. Crossover, side bending. Straight over to the side. We take that upward face, upward eyes. We actually end up doing kind of a side eye. Pardidriji. And one more breath out. You create the amount of sensation. Other side. Say hello and goodbye to each pose. Just receive what information it gives. Just the right amount. Find some good sensation. Find a little limitation and stop there and breathe. Only you can know that experience of your body. Up and out, release. Surya Namaskar. Sun, you're so intense right now. Thank you for the bounty and abundance. Reaching up, breathing in. Breathing out, forward fold. Halfway lift, gently lengthen through the back of your neck. Exhale back to Anjaneyasana with the left leg coming back first. Take a moment to find your low lunge pose. And we draw the knee out towards the toes, and this creates a back bend in the spine. So we can add a little tail tucking energy to give a freedom in the low back. So attend to your back body with your brain. Scan, notice. And then take your hand stack and take it up overhead alongside your ears with a little fierceness. Spread your ears, come nice and low in your lunge. Keep a downward gaze. 4, and one more deep breath. Exhale, 5. Press your leg straight and release your hands. Bring your leg back. Come to your hands and knees with your hands pretty far away from your knees. So spread yourself out and dipping down, hug the elbows in. 5 times. Press. Determined each way. Just letting your heart come towards the floor even a little bit. Use your knees down. Try to just learn this tricep push up. That's probably 5. One more. And then keep the arms in the pressed up position. Come to upward dog. Draw your pelvis forward carefully. Tuck in your tail a little if you need that energy. Lift your heart and gaze down your nose. 2. The legs drive this pose. Legs are firm and active. 1 more breath. Right to downward dog or go through tabletop if you want to bring your knees down first before you go up. Rest in downward facing dog. Even if you haven't gotten there yet, there will be a time where you feel that downward dog is the resting pose compared to something else. We take that energizing lunge and the energizing upward dog into calming downward dog. Breathe through the nose with sound and evenness. Anjaneyasana, second side, so that your left foot is forward and the right knee's down. Coming up, taking a moment to cushion arrange support, and then guiding the knee out, checking in with tailbone. You could take hands to your low back and just lovingly bring attention there, awareness. So we want that to be lengthened. Hand stack on the knee, and then take up your stacked hands. Spread your fingers. Downward eyes. 3, exhale. Building lots of strength and stamina in these holds that are slow breaths. Last exhale. Carefully release back your leg. Back to the tricep dips. 2. Just do a tiny bit, it's fine. 3. Hug your elbows in, learn that action. Spiral the hands out. And 5. Does get easier with practice. It is possible. Upward facing dog, just 1 breath. Stretch your belly, stretch your psoas. Flip your feet or come to the table first and downward dog. 1 breath. Come forward with your feet. Fold forward, take 5 breaths. Perhaps working your fingers or your whole hands underneath your feet. So I just went to the roots of my fingers today. It's one choice. Good place to start. It's like you're pulling your hands out, but your feet are equally resisting that pull. So there's an equal hold and resist. Knees soft as needed, so your pelvis tilts forward. Let your spine hang down. And here, by that action in the hands, we pull, activating the upper back muscles. Keep some weight in the balls of your feet. One more exhalation, slowly explore Padmasana, foot hand pose, and then carefully take out your hands. Come to your pelvis, your waist, bend your knees, come up to Utkatasana, seated in that invisible chair. Let yourself lean forward today. And just feel that center, hold the front hip points with your fingers. Go up and down just a little bit with your feet spreading open. Feel the cooperation of the muscles in the legs and hips for 1 more breath. Going down. Press it straight, come up, breathe in, reach up your arms. Breathe out, down by your side. Opening to the right side for triangle pose. Turn out your back toes to the back of your mat and angle in your left foot. Reach your arms, your Get a little stretch of your chest and front shoulders here as you reach. Breathe in. Over and down, breathe out. Go a little slowly today. Put the brakes on. Notice where the most challenging part of this pose is. And then once you're down, ground your hand. Reach your other one towards the sky. And have an open heart, grounded in the belly center. Three, 4, the last breath. Make the most of it. See if you have a little more space or just patiently be strong with it. Come on up with your in-breath. Changing sides. We learn to stretch the breath. I think we only touch the surface. Slow exhale, resisting, not going into it. Sometimes we just sort of drop ourselves into something without feeling the whole journey. Ground your hand wherever it feels good. Turn your face towards the sky, or at least the side of your face, so your eyes go upward, out the side. Open-hearted, grounded in the belly. Inhale for 3. If you need a little tail tuck energy, you can add that here. Just give yourself that thought. And one more breath. Inhale, feel your legs activate as you stand up. Exhale, release to Prasarita, wide standing feet. Find your nice spread out heel toe walk out. Whatever that is for you. Remember that your knees can bend. We're focusing on that central channel here as we take it forward. C variation, either hold your elbows behind your back, which is lovely, or do the interlace if you like that one, whichever is best for your self-care today. And just feel for a moment. You can tuck your chin down, releasing the back of your neck, drawing your shoulders down. So you have a tendency for shoulders to rise up, and this, we tend to be tight across the chest and front shoulders. Doesn't mean that's always your experience, but just take a little awareness time with your upper body and just try to keep that sense of reaching with the heart as you come to forward fold. Explore, go slowly. Spread your feet, let that open footedness happen. Belly up, head down. Maybe your knees need to bend. Maybe your heels just need to release a little bit. And then once you have refined, carefully bring your arms away if it feels good. If you're holding your elbows, just keep them on your back. Just hug it up. For the arms straight position, squeeze shoulder blades. And relax your shoulder joint. 3, let your hand just fall towards the earth. 4, and 5. Follow inhale energy, and your whole body helps you come up and out. And release. Step back to the top of your mat, work your way in until you can step out. Learning to compose yourself in a moment's notice. Padmasana, straight legs step back, hips to the front, find your balance. Take the arms, again hugging the elbows or doing the rolled in shoulders. Come behind, knuckles, fingertips, and come up your spine to any degree. Similar work to the last pose where we're just trying to keep our chest and heart open as we come into a forward fold. Bring your forehead towards your shin and take 5 breaths. Your front knee can bend if it needs to. There's an element of calmness in forward folding. See if you can find it here in your brain. One more exhale. Inhale, legs strong, come up and turn to the back. You can take your hands lower on your body so that they aren't in the full position as you turn around. That's fine. Find your balance first. Use an exhale to come into the pose on the second side. Padmasana, intense side stretching pose. Lead with your heart. Tuck your forehead towards your shin. 4 and 5. Last breath. Come on up with inhale. Feel the legs strong. That's why we do a long time in standing poses. So good for us. Transition to warrior A. So we're going to do a knee over ankle and more space between feet. So come out into your lunge. So face the back of your mat. And just turn so you can see me. Take hold of your center and your pelvis and square towards the back of your mat. Dangle your arms into the empty coat sleeves. And then take your arms up and a little wide with spreading fingers today. Shiva Ray style. Nose gaze. 2. It's actually like an empowering variation with the arms. And just one more breath. Exhale for 5. Turn yourself back to the front of your mat for the second side. Taking a little moment for that. Just breathe steadily as you come to warrior A, facing the front of your mat. Once you've established your lunge, then take your arms out and wide with spread fingers. Nose tip, follow your nose tip to a gaze that's steady. 2. Be here now. Concentration leads us to a meditative state. So focus on this shape one more time. And then we transition out to warrior B. So straighten your front knee, bring your hands together, turn your back foot to the side. And now visit your knee out over your ankle again. Refine your distance if you like, and then sweep out the arms. Turn your gaze, but keep your chest facing forward, same direction as your pelvis. Try spreading your fingers apart and gathering them together. 3. And 5. Lead and reach. Extended side angle pose. I bring in my back foot and notch for this one if that helps. Come to the floor if you like, or play with binding. Internal shoulder, dive it under. Internal shoulder, reach behind. That's for you, Jenny. Have a sense of keeping your spine long, reaching through the top of the head. Wherever you are, take another deep breath. This is a strong body pose. Use inhale to come up and out. Rest in wide parallel feet, easy arms, star pose. Shoulders gravitate downward. Keep star soft. Shine. And Virabhadrasana B, second side. Warrior B. Sweep out the arms. Refine your lunge, then turn your head. Spread your fingers. Not too much, just gently spread. And then gather them together. Feel the energy, how the energy changes. 3, exhale. For the last breath, concentrate on everything. Your rib cage, your feet, your shoulders, your brain. Then exhale into extended side angle pose of your choice. Notch in that back foot if you need to. So those rolling in shoulders like Padmasana, roll them in. That helps you get your maximum reach. And breathe 5. Try to find a little softness. Sometimes it's the refuge of the breath that keeps us strong in a shape. And one more time. Carefully come on out. One breath up to start. And top of your mat, exhale. Elbows holding, side bend, left side, right side. Inhale up, side bend the other way. Back to center and back. Just press your pelvis forward, lift up your rib cage, and trust your legs. Keep downward eyes. It doesn't have to be much. And one more time. Yeah, don't scare yourself. Just pull back a little, lift your heart, and then lift your heart to release. In for 3 breaths. Let your spine, bones, spine length, space. Bones don't lengthen, but the space between them does. Exhale. And take both legs back and come to your forearms. Transition in a way that works for you. Find your forearm plank position for 5. Pull your elbows and toes towards each other. If it's really hard, your hips can be up to relieve your low back, or your knees can be down. 3, 4. One more breath out, bring down your belly, release your feet, and take your arms out overhead. Rock side to side, gently ground the fronts of your legs. Feel where you touch, front of your pelvis, ribs, belly, underside of arms, hands. And bring in your arms to Sphinx pose, so bring your elbows down. And you can do this to any degree. So really honor your body. If it is okay for you to have your elbows on your shoulders, you may take that. So with all the back bending poses, we want to lift the whole rib cage, not just the front. So we have a tendency to do the front body where we can see. Lift your back rib cage. And then pressing the pelvis forward is happening naturally because we're lying on the floor. Face down your nose. Relax your legs. Try to be in a therapeutic place for your spine. One more breath out. Slowly walk out with your arms. Come on down. Once again, pause, feel everything that touches the earth, including your forehead. And gather your legs back together into their active position. Big toes touching, zip up the legs. Feel that activate up to your hips. And then inhale, arms reach, relax a little bit. So this is the relax, the inhale, and the exhale is lift off the ground and pull down. 5 times. Release, reach, inhale, lift and pull, exhale. Inhale, release, exhale, pull. We're creating strength here with our bodies. Create resistance, pull, squeeze, and then release. And one more time, up you go. Strengthening the back. And relax down, turn your head right side. However your head feels good, supported or just on the mat. Let your heels fall out. Listen for your heartbeat and breath. And take the second side. One more exhale. Return to center and I'm going to do a lunge position. So you can flow through upward downward dog if you would like, or just transition to your hands and knees. Bring your right leg forward to lizard lunge pose. So we just return out the knee and toes to the same angle and come on the inside with both arms. Leap in your central channel, so the top of your head and your neck is long, and then refine your back leg so you can be down on your knee or popped up with your knee up. You may come lower, taking 5 breaths in a place that is therapeutic for your body. Relax if you can. Just a sense of exploring. Five, optional, adding a bend of the back knee. Don't hurt yourself, bend your back knee and catch. So I'm going to adjust a little bit with my other arm to help me balance and catch that back leg, ankle or shin. Or just stay with your original lizard, somewhere interesting. Or sometimes things that are not easy are really good for you. And 5, there's information there. Release back Hanuman's pose, counter pose, forward fold. Calm and quiet. Feel that energy settle. So observe your whole body for one more breath. Release second side, optional. Lizard lunge. Preparation, knee out towards the toes. Cushion. Decide on where your back knee feels good, picking it up and settling it back down. Arms straight or down onto one or both forearms. Hold steady for 5 breaths. What can you relax? Deeply focus internally. We're doing some deep releasing. Be really present with your work. One more exhalation. Find a second place or join me in that reach back. So I came out of the lizard, turned out a bit, and brought my same side hand where my other foot might be to do that catch, look back catch of the back foot. You know, it's one of the options. Try not to hold back. Let yourself get used to the idea for a breath or two, and then gently explore space. And just one more breath. Carefully release your leg and from wherever you are working in lizard and come to Hanuman's pose. Fold in, draw back toes. So we do a lot of energy balancing with the practice where we have that excitement and awakening energy of back bends and the calming energy of forward bends. One more time. Slowly breathe out. And carefully release your leg. Coming to your seat. Taking Ardha Matsyendrasana, right knee folding in. Left foot to the earth, sit up tall. So you could just lightly twist and touch both feet as one choice. If you'd like today to try a palms pressing variation, so you can come around the outside of your bent knee if that isn't too much pressure on your hip, or you could do kind of a work behind. And continue to twist once you have your palms pressing. Just the right amount. 4. Last breath. Exhale. Releasing to center and to the other side. You can go through boat pose as a reset button in between if you like. Left knee folding forward on the floor. Right foot coming around. Sit up tall. So we move from our foundation when we twist, when we rotate. Keep your belly relaxed. Explore palm pressing if you would like on the side. See how it would work. Remember to look back and rotate towards the back of your mat. Feeling the whole body participate here, lower and upper, all performing these actions. And just 2 more times. And last one, exhale, release. And come back to center. Before we finish, let's do a little seated breathing. Maybe taking fire locks pose. So by all means, pop a block or a blanket underneath your hips. With fire locks, we have the feet a little bit active. And what we do is we take where we were in our lotus with the legs folding in as much as they will, and we start to open them away. So we're opening the knee and then trying to potentially stack or line up the shin bones. So just work with that. We'll do both sides. If you would like to take your furthest away, lift up and stack. So mindful, so careful, no harming. Ahimsa. So we all work with our bodies, and you may be right at that place where there's no more space. That's it. I'm going to say right here, or perhaps a little forward or a lot forward feels beneficial. Take 5 breaths, soft, deep. We really listen and honor what the body says, so our body can trust us. Our body can relax. One more breath on this side. Slowly come out. And this top leg or front leg is going to be in closest this time. The process on the other side, starting with the legs folded in, bringing them out, away, the feet away, trying to line up the lower legs, just working the feet out towards the knees. That might be good. If you want to do that, feels okay, no strain, no force. Pick up and stack the legs a bit. Be present with that. Add some forwardness. It can be the tiniest hinge or a bigger forward if it feels good in your body. Or 5. Loving awareness. We give this message to ourselves. Helping yourselves be full of wellness. Slowly breathe again. And coming up, releasing the legs carefully and coming to your back for supported fish pose, which can be with or without props. So for everyone, Lying on your back with your knees bent like you're going to do bridge pose, but you are relaxed, head centered. And this naturally opens up our heart. That's what we're trying to do here, to just let our throat be a little long so we can have a little, maybe lift the chin a little bit towards the forehead just so your throat feels a little lengthened. And then arms resting, heart open. Legs wherever they feel good. You can knock your knees together or take an alternate position. A rolled blanket behind your heart. So under your shoulder blades or the blocks variation. Carefully placing one block under your shoulder blades, the other under your head. And just let this be part of your receiving and resting practice today, this restorative pose. Working in a place where it is restorative for you. And even though we're taking the body into a supported back bend, we register a lot of ease because it's passive back bending. Just relax your spine onto your support of the earth or blanket or blocks. Let the rest of your body become like Shavasana, infused with softness. Eyes relaxed and gentle breath noticed. Trying to soften any knots in your back, any knots in your heart. And just have a finishing few breaths and the transition off your supports if you're using them to your back. So if you're already on your back, then you can stay. Be careful coming off. So when you come off the blocks, use your elbows down. You can hold onto your seat. Lift your heart. Use your body to rock forward and come to forward fold. So if you're on your back and you want to come to forward fold for a moment just to counter, the blocks version is pretty intense. The rolled blanket version is intense. The no prop version is intense, but in a good way. Exhale, the forward fold, taking it on our back. So Padmasana has us fold like this, upside down, lie back, challenge by going slowly, resist, 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 resist. Control your way down, find the center of your skull, slide in your feet, bring your knees to your chest. And from there, just work on straightening out your legs, perhaps letting your hips continue to lift or not. You can stop at any point, as long as your spine is centered, your neck is long. Come to Halasana. So I'm just going to rest on this one spot on my upper back that feels tight, it feels a little round. Find a therapeutic spot. We come back into that restorative mindset, that soft, resting, steadiness of breath. Take about 5 more. And slowly bringing your spine down. If it lifted up, letting your knees bend again and return to your chest. Come to feet together, knees apart on your back, and come out into Shavasana. As you're ready, you can start with that as you bring your shoulders down, center your head. And gradually letting the legs relax out and open, arms out and open. Very auspicious pose. Let your belly breathe. Let your breath be relaxed and free. And rocking your skull from side to side. Coming to center. Making your way to seated. Rolling to one side if you like. And back to your Padmasana, your lotus, and that's maybe just the bottoms of your feet starting to show upward a little bit. Whatever Padmasana is for you today. Straight arms and spine, touch your thumb and index finger, representing non-separateness. Everything's connected. The other finger is stretched towards the earth. The chin tucks slightly, and you inhale very, very slowly. So control the inhale and exhale. Lengthen. Knowing that we barely scratch the surface of what we're capable of. Exhaling, a little bit at a time. If you need a free breath between these, you may take one. So never force the pranayama, the controlling the breath. Twice more. Next, exhale. Into the belly center, squeeze it in there, and then last breath, inhale as slowly as possible. And exhale. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. So this state is available to you anytime. Just tap into your breath, use mindfulness. Take time to practice. And keep letting me know what you want to work on.